Welcome back everyone to Heroes and Villains HQ. We recently just got a sketch of what the Battle of Geonosis may look like for the Vintage Collection next year. So in this video, I'm going to break down what I see and what I think we may be getting based off this image. So let's jump in. But before we jump into the video, I am going to be giving away the Star-Lord Marvel Legends figure at 500 subscribers. All you have to do to enter is subscribe to the channel, and when we hit 500 subscribers, I'll release a giveaway video for you to comment on, and I'll pick a winner from there. But back to the video. So as we all know, in 2025, Hasbro launched the Return to Tatooine campaign. And as we went throughout this year, we got new products that filled out this poster. Now, instead of pipelining any new figures, Steve Evans from the Hasbro team decided to post a sketch of the Battle of Geonosis poster that we may see next year. And in that sketch, there's a ton of Easter eggs that may point to what types of figures we may be getting. So in this video, I'm going to look through this sketch and give you my full thoughts and breakdown of what I'm expecting to see. Now, there's one major thing I want to call out. I do expect us to get more products than what we just see on this sketch. However, in this video, I'm just going to solely focus on this image and what is a part of it, and not speculate outside of what's actually sketched. I will be posting a follow-up video next week that is just my pure Battle of Geonosis wish list. Top to bottom, everything I hope and dream we see next year for this campaign. But again, in this video, we're just going to take a look at the sketch. So the first thing I want to start doing before we even speculate as to what figures we may get, I want to take a look at the writing that is throughout this sketch and what that may point to, and then we'll dive into my actual predictions from left to right on the sketch. So starting off, some of the text that is in the top right corner. This says Army Build plus Create Action and Focus on Debuts. So this tells me that we're going to get a lot of troops, just generic troops from possibly both the Clone and Separatist Army. And focusing on debuts, this tells me we're going to see more new figures, not just re-releases or updates of existing figures. Right below it to its left says Arena Diorama Backdrop Poster. So this could be one of two things. One, this could just be pointing to the background of this poster. That's going to be the Geonosis Arena and may have nothing to do with any sort of products. However, it could point to potentially an Arena Diorama product. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to guess that it's just saying that this poster is going to take place within the arena. After that, all the way to the far left, there is a bit of text pointing towards troop builders. This text says Mixed Group Troop Builder. This tells me that these troop packs, possibly 4-packs or special action figure packs, aren't going to include maybe just 4 of the same exact character, but getting an assortment of the different troops that encompass the Clone and Separatist armies. The last few things that I think most people are excited for is a bit of text in the center of the poster. We have ST and P. This tells us Shakti and Padme. No doubt that these are two figures that this text is pointing towards, but that is a wrap-up of the text that is shown on this poster. Let's actually talk about the drawings and what I think it points to in terms of the types of products we may be getting. So as I said, starting on the left side of the gunship, you can see this sketch right here. It looks like a stick figure, right? However, the biggest thing that's different from this one versus the other figures is it looks like there are wings. So I think that this portion of the sketch specifically points towards a Geonosis warrior being a figure coming in the Battle of Geonosis campaign. And recently, Yakface in his rumor list did post that the Geonosis warrior is a figure we are expected to see next year for the Vintage Collection. So I think this is a layup. Following the left side of the poster, we have the BCDE Mixed Group Troop Builder. And I think what this is pointing towards is battle droids. So you can see both on the far left and the far right on the outskirts are troops battling towards the gunship. And this is exactly what we see in the movie. The battle droids circle the Jedi in the center of the arena, and the gunship comes down and saves them. So I think these outer troops are battle droids. Now, mixed group battle droids. I think that means we're not just going to get 4 standard Geonosis B1 battle droids. I think we're going to see an assortment. And specifically looking at this left side group, you can see a lot of stick figures that are probably B1 battle droids, but this one in particular looks identical to what a super battle droid is expected to see, with the one arm out blasting towards the gunship. So what I'm expecting to see is a 4-pack that includes 1 Super Battle Droid, 2 B1 Battle Droids, and maybe a B1 Battle Droid Commander. That's what I would expect to see in this quote-unquote mixed group troop builder for the Separatist army. After talking about the battle droids, we inch a little bit closer to the gunship where we have A and A+. And you can see this within the gunship, on the outsides of the gunship, both on the left and the right. And I think this is telling me clone trooper troop builder packs. I expect to see just a 4-pack of white clone troopers on the new body that was released carded a little over a year ago. So that's what I expect to see. Plain white Phase 1 clone troopers in a 4-pack that'll go alongside the mixed group battle droid 4-pack. I think these are 2 really easy things for Hasbro to do that will allow collectors to just completely troop build without getting a ton of random characters or named characters that they don't want in these troop builder packs. So I expect to see a 4-pack of white clone troopers. Next up is what I'm calling the center stage of the poster, and this is where we see 7 total drawn figures. Now again, I just want to speculate based on what we see and not go off the rails other than that. So what we see is 7 figures. So what could these 7 figures be? Well, 2 of them have initials next to them, the ST and the P. That's Shaak Ti and Padme, without a doubt. Now, let's just say the rest, which are obviously Jedi because they have lightsabers, let's say the 3 Jedi that are part of the gunship, the tiers, are not in this center stage. Let's say they're in the gunship or off to the side somewhere else. Let's speculate for a second that there are 5 other figures in this center, and it's not Sase Tin or Akin Kolar or Coleman Trevor. Who do I think those 5 Jedi will be? Well, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, in the top right, it has a quote that says focus on debuts. So I expect to see new figures in this center stage. 3 that come to mind immediately are Plo Koon, Ki-Adi-Mundi, and Kit Fisto. I think that these 3 Jedi, knowing what's surrounding the campaign, the tiers and the gunship, I think we're going to be seeing those. And if Padme's there, I also believe we're going to see a brand new top to bottom Anakin and Obi-Wan. Now, I say brand new top to bottom because I think they're going to retool some of the brand new parts they're creating for the Anakin and Obi-Wan for Revenge of the Sith. So they may not be new figures, but they're going to be utilizing new parts within last year. So recapping, the 7 figures I think we see in this center stage area are Shaak Ti, Plo Koon, Kit Fisto, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Padme. Now moving just slightly up, obviously we have the gunship, which it's noted it's going to be in the hover mode, so not quite on the ground in the arena. Obviously, I already mentioned I expect to see clone troopers just all over the place here. White Phase 1 clone troopers in the gunship, sitting on the gunship, on the outside of the gunship. However, there's one character I think, without a doubt, we will also see in the gunship on this poster, and that is a brand new Master Yoda. Obviously, you can't really see any indication that he may be here, but he's the Jedi that comes down in the gunship. If they omit him and don't have him in the gunship, that's a complete miss on their part. So I think that's very likely. Moving to the right side, I don't think there's much here. I think really it's pointing towards more clone troopers and battle droids and super battle droids that we see also all the way on the left side. However, there is one more Easter egg that I think is really tough to pinpoint. You go slightly above the wing here on the right, you can see just a scribbled area that says larger, and then it looks like it starts with an A and then kind of tapers off. I think what this is the Geonosis chariot. Now, as for a figure that goes alongside it, maybe a Geonosis warrior, maybe a different Geonosis warrior than the one we may be getting in a carded version. So again, I do think we're going to get a ton more products than what is just sketched here. I think Steve Evans really tried to just get something out there instead of pipelining anything to get fans excited and to start the conversation and to start speculation. I really don't think that this sketch is going to be set in stone for what we see. And the reason I say that is because some notable things I don't see on this sketch is a droideka. I can't really pinpoint something that looks like a droideka. Obviously, we don't know what clone troopers we're going to get. It's evident that there are clone troopers on this sketch, but are we going to be seeing the clone commander, captain, lieutenant, sergeant, and all of those different color variations? Also notably missing, potentially some re-releases. Count Dooku, Jango Fett, Mace Windu. These are characters that have been released within the last year or two and could potentially see a re-release just to get them back on shelves We've seen that with some characters this year for the Return to Tatooine campaign, Ponda Baba, Dr. Avanzin, Bomb Vidam, right? We've gotten these characters again, even though we've gotten them in the past. And we know for this campaign, we may be getting a Bark Speeder. Something that's heavily rumored is a forward command station that we see Yoda and the Clone Commander interact with the gunship. So these aren't things that are inside of the arena, but could potentially make an appearance in this campaign next year. So again, those are all just notably things that we're missing in this sketch. But as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, next week I'm going to be posting a full wish list, which I'm going to go top to bottom, everything I hope to see. So stay tuned for that video. So thanks so much for watching this Battle of Geonosis sketch breakdown. I hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely comment down below what you see in the sketch, what you think may be a part of this sketch that I may have missed. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And also, again, stay tuned for that wish list video. I can't wait to put that out and hear the characters that you guys are all hoping to see as well. So thank you all so much for watching again. Subscribe down below so you can stay tuned for more content on my channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.